Benvenuto! Welcome to Cherry Hill Home Cooking. My name is Mark. Today we're going to make one of my favorite childhood dishes, and as a matter of fact, it's one of my favorite things to cook today. It's called American Chop Suey. At least that's what we call it in New England. Probably goes by lots of different names, American goulash, and several others. But it's basically pasta with a meat sauce. So what we're going to need for today's recipe is 2 pounds of ground beef. That's 85/15. We're going to need a pound of large elbow macaroni. Your favorite jar sauce. This is the one I always use. This is just the traditional. There's no meat flavoring or chunks of tomatoes or anything in it. It's just the traditional tomato sauce. I'm going to need that's a 45-ounce jar of your favorite sauce. We need a 6-ounce can of tomato paste, some granulated garlic. You could also use garlic powder. I find that garlic powder, it gives you the aroma of the garlic, but it doesn't really give you the taste of the garlic. So I use the granulated garlic because I think it has the flavor of garlic. Also going to need some salt, pepper. We need 2 large bell green peppers and a large onion. You're going to need some sea salt for your water, for your pasta water, and some canola oil to get everything started frying. Also, don't forget, put your pasta water on to boil and let that boil and get ready for you to throw your pasta in once you've got everything all together. All right, so we'll finish cutting up our green pepper here. As I've told you guys many times before, you don't have to cut out the membrane in here. I think it tastes a little bitter, so I always cut it out. And then I like to just kind of cut this into, bite-sized pieces. You don't want it too small. You want to have it have a little bit of mouthfeel to it and bite. So probably about an inch or so, maybe a little bit less. Want them to be somewhat uniform, but they don't have to be perfect. And then we got our large onion. Come up. And sometimes you have to cut that first layer. There we go. Just going to even that a little bit. All right, and then again, same thing with this. I'm just going to kind of give it a rough chop. Roughly about the same size as your peppers. Okay, that's all the prep work that we need to do. We're going to head on over to the stove. See you there in a minute. Okay, you want to just put enough oil in to kind of coat the bottom of the pan. I'm using a canola oil for this because I want an oil that doesn't have a lot of flavor to it, like say olive oil. Because I don't use olive oil in this, and you'll see I don't put a lot of other Italian type seasonings in this because this isn't really an Italian dish. It's American Chop Suey. So I'll throw in your green peppers and onions. And we want to let those sweat a little bit over medium to medium-high heat, probably for about 5 minutes or so. Just kind of soften them up a little bit because we're going to also put our beef in there, and that's going to brown and finish getting the vegetables to the tenderness I want them to be at. Okay, the peppers and onions have been sauteing for about 4 minutes. And see, I just want to start to get the onions translucent. Just kind of soften them up a little bit. Then I try to push the onions and peppers off to the side for a little bit. And we're going to add our ground beef. And then I'm going to add my salt and pepper. And I'm going to turn the heat up to high. So I'm going to stand right here and watch over it. You want to brown the meat. So browning just doesn't mean, so that it's just gets a little cooked through. We want to put a little bit of brown on it, crust on the meat. I guess maybe that might be what you call it, which will bring flavor. So that's probably going to take 4 or 5 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. And you really should kind of stand here and move it around and keep an eye on it. So, of course, so that it doesn't burn. All right, see you back in a bit. Okay, I just want to show you. It's going to start to brown very shortly. You can see there's a little bit of moisture in the bottom of the pan. That's not fat. Well, it might be some fat, but it's also any of the moisture that was in the meat, the moisture that was in the vegetables. So as soon as that cooks off, then you're going to be able to start to get a little bit of nice brown crust on your ground beef. So anyway, just wanted to show you that, and we'll continue to cook it. Okay, so you can see all of our moisture has been evaporated, and you're getting a little bit of crust on the bottom of the pot. That's what you want. So at this point, I'm going to turn this down to low. I had it on high, but of course I was standing right here watching it, so. I'm actually going to move it off the heat for a minute. And as you can see, there's that little bit of brown on the bottom of the pan has started. And when you put your tomato sauce in there, that's going to all come up and be delicious. Okay, I'm going to back over the heat. All right, so at this point, what I do is I add my tomato paste in. Getting as much out as possible. All right, and then we just want to give that a stir through. And I'm going to add my granulated garlic. And mix that all up. All right, and then I'm going to add my sauce in. Get that all thoroughly mixed. And I'm going to leave that on low to simmer as we cook our pasta. So we've got our pasta just at about a boil there. And add a good handful of sea salt. And add our pasta. Now you want to cook your pasta to al dente, so follow the instructions on the box. You don't really want to overcook the pasta because it is going to continue to cook a little bit more once you add it to the sauce. And this is going to take anywhere between 6 and 10 minutes. All right, we'll be back when the pasta is done. Okay, our pasta is perfectly cooked to al dente. We're going to drain it. And of course, we never, ever, ever drain the pasta, or rinse it, I should say. Drain it, but never rinse it. Okay, back to our sauce. Alrighty, and then the only thing left to do is coat the pasta all in the sauce. I'm going to get it all nicely mixed. Get the sauce to go between those elbow noodles. And there you have it. My mother's American Chop Suey. All right, it's time to eat. We'll see you in a bit. All right, we're ready to eat. This is truly one of my favorite things in the world to eat.
Mine too.
Other than maybe my spaghetti and meatballs, I would take this over the best steak anytime. I just love it. Add a little bit of Italian cheese if you'd like. And I'm just going to dig in. Let's see, how is it?
Wow.
Yum. Yummy.
Again, this is one of my favorite meals too.
And the good thing about this is it's economical to make. A pound of spaghetti will serve, 6 to 8 people. I'll make a big batch of this sometimes on a Friday, and we'll, just eat it all weekend long. A lot of times Wade will take it for lunch to work.
Yep. Absolutely delicious.
Thank you. A little green salad, maybe some nice garlic bread, which I do have, but I didn't make. Well, I should say some Texas toast. All I had to do was put it in the oven, but I forgot about it.
This whole pot will be gone in the next couple days.
Yep. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy this. I hope you make it. Please, if you do like it, hit that like button, subscribe. We have a lot of fun making these videos together and, of course, eating what we make. Again, thank you very much. Ciao.
Bye.
Good?
Delicious. Yeah. Another good quality recipe.